tale. Voices rolling like a freight train wheel. Cornbread man, biscuit boy, talking live love and southern joy. Cornbread man, biscuit boy, raise your glass, make some noise. Gravy drips in the southern drawl. Stories thick like the cypress tall. Radio rebels riding wild and free, shouting truths like a storm at sea. Hey, hey, can you feel that beat? Boots on the floor, fire in the heat. Cornbread man, biscuit boy, talking live love and southern joy. Cornbread man, biscuit boy, raise your glass, make some noise. Tells the dirt roads, whiskey skies that cut through the night like fireflies. Laughter echoes through the pines, two voices cross them county lines.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, we're going live with Wolf Nation, and Podbean is now online. We always wait to bring that up.
Yep.
Hello to you on Instagram or wherever you may be coming from. Rumble, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, YouTube. What did I leave out? I think I got them all. I think I got them all.
Oh, wait a minute. We're on one more, Spotify.
Oh well, it is, but it's through the Podbean. Podbean would be the
Spotify.
other one.
Okay.
And probably they haven't got in there yet because we just cranked it. We didn't put the music behind it. There's technical reasons for that. But hey, we're back.
What's up?
I've been off a little bit. The voice is still not there. I've really just been trying to rest it. My nurse friend said, take it easy, don't overdo it, or you'll fall back to where you were. And so I've not, I've just been careful with that. And I was under the weather for several days, but I've done a few shows. Like I did, the pet show and the morning show again in the morning, going live with the morning show in the morning. So back on the attack next week, full schedule. So looking for that. We got Paul in the house and Biscuit Boy, and we're excited to be here. Since we've talked, Paul has escaped Nashville, which we did. We did a show Monday, so we talked a little bit about that. And there's still people trying to get back to square, man.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Very ugly. And a lot of people are still just, trying to restock, things have been bought up and bought out. Of course, a lot of people call it a scam,
Well, there were a lot of flights that were canceled.
Flights were canceled.
A bunch of delays and stuff. We had people from all over the country, and they were not happy, especially when the power went out.
No, there was one lady I was reading, and she was like, bless her heart. She got so desperate, she called for a wellness check with the police, and it took them a while to get there.
I'm sure.
But she was rationing her propane. She had a little bit of battery power. It just crippled her. I don't know why she didn't have more about it. I think just you'll use more when you're going through stuff like that.
Yeah.
She has animals. She had 7 layers of clothes on the animals.
Oh,
It was a consistent 46 degrees in her house
And she had that many clothes on those.
to keep them warm.
Dogs or cats?
Both. So people, they're not prepared for stuff, you know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure my dog would be fine. You know, he sits out on the front and back porch with me. You know, the other morning we went out there, it was 9 degrees and the wind was howling. And
Howie and the howling wind.
Yep, Howie and the howling wind.
So did he go use the restroom outside? I want to know what that was like for the dog.
I will tell you what, Howie's funny.
Well, I've met him. I know he is.
He's very, very intelligent. I'll just put it that way.
Well, he got that extra little brain power thing up
He does.
there. I didn't, I learned about that.
He does. But anyway, yeah, that was that's interesting that many. Yeah, no, I'm not going to say anything else about that. But
there's a lot to be said for stuff,
There is. But the great thing is I've not heard of anyone being harmed.
No.
And as far as our group, now I know that there have been deaths.
There were more than 30 the last time that across the country for the cold.
Yes. And that's sad,
It is sad.
And I'm sure that there's probably a lot more than that they have, because homeless people out in that type of weather, they don't fare very well.
No, there were a lot of shelters opened up. It's a temporary thing, but we have a couple more really cold nights coming up. Yeah. Other than that, we're the trend looks like we're going to continue being about the same and warming up a little bit. And before you know it, I mean, we're fixing to go into February. We'll have one more event, I believe.
Well, February.
It'll be March, by the way. It'll be March. Yeah. That's my prediction. It'll be March for our area. By the way, meteorologists got ripped. They were on. Yeah, they were on. Did you see them? They were posting and defending themselves. Like it was so bad. Yeah. Like, listen, this is not easy. This is a hard place. We do the best we can. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, they got butthurt.
Well, yeah. Some of them were calling for 12 to 15 inches of snow, and then it dropped to 10 inches of snow, and then 8 inches of snow, and then we might not get any snow. We're going to get ice. It was up and down and all around.
It was up and down and all around.
I feel sorry for them.
And,
I really do. I ought to see if David wants to. David Glenn.
Yeah.
He's a meteorologist for Channel 3, I believe.
I believe that is Local 3.
Now
they're called.
I'd like to see if I can get him on here just to talk about meteorology.
Yeah. Well, just the changes in it, how it's changed over the years.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was, they had to make up all those maps at one time by hand.
Right.
They would just take pictures, they would put the camera on them, but they had like Velcro stuff that would stick because, they do magnets now. Right. I mean, it's all digital now. I get that. But he even, and who I saw was, oh my goodness! What was the one on Channel 9 for years? He's retired now. I guess he's still living, but he may not be. He came to our high school and he talked about, and it was one of my best classes I ever had.
Bob Welch?
No, it wasn't Bob Welch. It was
Bob was my cousin, by the way.
Really? Bob was crazy. Yeah, I like Bob. I don't mean that in a bad way.
No,
he was a funny guy.
The way our family is.
No, Neil Pascal. He came to our high school, and that was one of the most interesting classes I ever had because he was talking real life and showing what they do, and he brought a lot of displays. I like doing stuff like that. I've been in classrooms and do talks, and but anyway, people are still kind of getting past, but I think most people have probably recovered by now. Real quick, as a programming note, we didn't do the show last night. It was not. I wasn't sick. We Dean had they had an emergency in their family. Kind of emergency. It was okay. It ended up being fine. So I'm not going to do the show.
You don't take chances on that, though.
No, I'm not going to do the show without him. So that's why we didn't do the show. We had it up, ready to go. I was in the studio, found out, and then he couldn't make it. And he's working today, I believe. No, he's be working tomorrow.
And you can't do that show without.
So he may pop in here in the chat. So.
Go.
But anyway, just a programming note about that because that was, that came last minute. Tomorrow at 4 p.m., Jenna.
Yep.
Jenna Turnipseed will be with us again. I'm showing her in uniform. And here she'll be with us at 4 p.m. tomorrow. She's got updates from her campaign, and there's a lot to talk about with the 14th district.
Yeah.
Well, what about them going down and getting all them 2020 ballot cases,
Oh,
700 of them from Fulton County?
Love it.
It's about time.
Man, that's not all I got.
Let's see if Miss Ruby's still right about all this. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
I'm not going to say no more. And by the way, to Killer Carl, James had let me know they had asked me to come up because they were talking about the 14th or the ballots, and I just could not. My voice was still bad, and once I got out of the studio, I really kind of went down again, and I didn't know it. And I did watch a little bit, but I appreciate him so much for inviting me up. It was just he had a big crew on. I think there was 5 or 6 of them on screen. Thank him so much. He's awesome. He always looks out for other podcasters, and I appreciate Killer Carl on Rumble. Cool. If you're not following Killer Carl on Rumble, what's wrong with it? If you don't have Rumble, what's wrong with you? So, I mean, get it. You
Rumble on.
Rumble on. Like Led Zeppelin. Rumble
on. I think there was Ramble, but Ramble. Rabble.
Rabble. Where was it? God, you got me going now. What was it? You had Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble.
Yeah, Barney Rubble.
And then they worked at the Fred. I mean, they both worked there. I know Fred worked at the quarry. What was the name of the quarry?
The Rock Quarry. I don't know.
We need to figure that out. Now my brain's going to be working overtime.
I remember Dino.
Yeah, Dino.
Dino, the dinosaur dog.
Yeah, Betty, Wilma.
Yeah.
Wilma.
Yeah. Bam Bam. You got to remember Bam Bam.
What was the little girl's name? The boy was Bam Bam, right? Or what was the little girl's name?
I can't remember.
Started
with a P, I think.
God, I can't think of it, man.
That's all. That's what I always do. I ask Google. I'm constantly
GTS.
How to spell
Google that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not that important, but I was just wondering what it was. I do have a topic tonight, though.
All right.
We're going to get to in a minute. It's about hiking, and there's a lot of directions this could go, and it'll probably go off the rails at some point, but it's a legit question.
Okay.
But as I thought about this question, then there was another person that kind of threw gas on the fire.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think they meant to. It's just like, this is just the way my brain is. And a lot of people were like talking about the changes from years ago, because this guy was older and how he did certain things and how you do now. And so it was a big discussion. So if you're a hiker or you've hiked or whatever, or you camped or whatever, and it's cold weather.
Okay.
Somebody, I follow because we're going to do a lot with the Appalachian Trail and all that here soon. We're going to be going down and giving some literature out, little cards, or we'll do it digital so they don't have to carry none, and let them know about the podcast. And we want to get people to continue to come on and check in with us on the podcast about
where you at on the trail.
Yeah, where you at? Give us the updates. I've already I reached out to one guy. He's from outside the country, going to be hiking the Appalachian Trail.
Sweet.
He seemed to be okay with that. I said, stay in touch. He gave me a thumbs up. But anyway, there's people. I mean, the real kickoff is around March, April.
Yeah.
But there are people out there right now, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I didn't think about it, but there are people that go out there, and really cold nights. They're probably at a hostel or a shelter.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
But there are people that do this, and it's extremely freaking cold right now, man.
Well, the thing is, they have their equipment. They have sleeping bags now.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, there are sleeping bags now that are rated to like 30 below zero.
Yeah.
And it's they keep you toasty.
Well, here was the question. This was and what I was going to say, these sites, a lot of people will submit questions because they've never done it before, or they're going to do it longer,
right?
And they're just trying to get some info. So it started out as a legit Appalachian Trail or any hiking, camping during this time of year when it's cold question. Here was the question.
All right.
Or it was they had heard. It was I heard this. So here was the way they framed this question.
Okay.
When you're on the trail and it's cold, do you think that you should sleep naked? And now there was a lot of comments in your tent.
Hold on a minute. Why in the world would anybody want to sleep naked? Especially when it's cold.
So here was the premise of this.
All right,
they had heard that because we use our body heat and that heats up
Yeah.
the tent, the sleeping bag, or whatever.
Right.
And that if you layer up, you're actually causing yourself to be colder. Now, there's a lot of parts of this because it depends. There's a lot of variables with this. Are you wet? Are you sweaty? But just that one question, pardon me, do you sleep or should you sleep for heat naked
Okay.
in the tent, in your sleeping bag on the Appalachian Trail?
Should I answer?
There's the kickoff.
Do you want an answer to that?
Well, sure, go for it. Everybody can have an answer.
No.
And it,
Not no, but HE double no.
so instantly, my mind is kind of rolling with this.
Right,
Like I thought about several things. Other people commented on several things, and there were people the emphatic no, don't do that. Others said, "Well, I've done it; it works." Blah blah blah.
Well,
So anyway, my mind
you
instantly,
put a turd on a cracker too.
my brain just does this, and I thought, what if you gotta get out and pee? Now I know there are people, and by the way, I'm against this too. They've asked this question: do you just pee in the little pee things you can get and not get out of your tent? Or do you get out and pee? I'll be a guy getting out. I'm not doing the whole.
I pee before I go to and I'm serious when I say this. Before I go to bed, when I'm camping out, especially if I'm out in big wilderness,
Yeah.
I pee around my campsite. I go.
You're marking territory.
Exactly. That's exactly what I do. I go around and I pee around my campsite.
For what reason?
To let animals know that I'm there. And it works, believe it or not.
I mean, are there some animals that would come in and others say, "Oh no, we're not going past that line"? John.
It's up to them.
John Wayne.
The bear that we talked about, that he came across the wee barrier there, so
John Wayne and Richard Cogburn around Catherine Hepburn laid the rope and said snakes won't cross it. She said, "Is that true?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "I'm it's a comforting thought though," which is true. If you think it works and you've never had a problem with it, then cool. Watchman says, "Bro, I'm eating chili on a cracker. There's no other way, dude."
Eating what?
Chili on a cracker.
Oh, I love chili.
That's the way I eat my chili. I don't use the spoon.
I eat
too many crackers though. That's the problem.
See these fold over chicken salad sandwiches here? I don't know if you can see those.
There you go.
There
you go. Yeah.
All right. So I do the same thing, but with peanut butter and dip that down in there and eat the chili that way.
Okay, I'm not doing
talk
that.
About good, son.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, I love it.
So if you're other people, and so I thought about getting out. You got to get out and you got to pee. And I'm not coming out of I don't care if you're in the middle of the wilderness or not.
Yeah.
You don't know who's going to walk up. And what if you got to flee? Like maybe the bear shows up.
You gonna run through the woods naked?
Well, yeah. Okay, and I'm not.
You can grab your trousers on the way out.
I'm not a free grazer that way. Okay, so like I'm not going to do that. Like come out of the.
I'm not either.
I'm not coming out naked. I'm not doing it.
Oh,
so some people don't care.
Naked either, right?
So then, point number 2 was, well, if you're, you've been hiking all day, you might be nasty. If you go in naked, that's against. That's going to get all inside your tent, your sleeping bag, and all that. I mean, the crud or whatever. If you don't have a chance to clean up.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have good hygiene when you're. You have to. You know what the most important thing to take care of when you're on the trail is? What is it?
NC Native, man. I went streaking through the DNC convention a few years ago. They thought I was the keynote speaker.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that being.
Gave me a microphone and everything.
Wow. You go, boy. You and I get along great.
That's our guy right there.
That's it.
So
give him a mic.
So but yeah, you're cruddy. You don't want to be you take all that crud into the.
Well, it's bad hygiene. You don't do that. But do you know what you have to take care of most of all when you're hiking long distances? You know what you have to take care of most of all?
Your feet.
Yes.
That
is your number one priority. I carried that fake flesh. Fake
fake flesh.
It keeps you from getting when you get a blister, you put that over it, and it.
Oh, I never heard of it. Sounds good. I've had that
It's
happen.
not the name. Fake flesh is not the name of it.
Hey Barry, how you doing, buddy?
I just call it that.
So yeah, you got to take care of your feet, but
yes.
So crud, you get your tent, your stuff dirty. Now I do know that people, if their clothes are a little, now they do it a couple different ways, obviously.
Right.
If they're a little wet, you can dry them out through the net through your body heat. If it's soaking wet, no, you got to do something with that.
You hang it outside.
You got to hang it. Well, if it's still raining, they ain't gonna help you.
Well, outside, yeah, you're right.
You may, but they do make something you can put it in that will help. I think.
They got bags and everything.
I don't know how good it works, but so yeah, but you don't want to. Man, I want to sleep as comfortable as I can. You know, I just don't think that's a good idea. And there were people that defended it, but most people said, "Heck no, don't sleep naked in your tent when you're hiking these trails."
Nope, don't do it. And another thing, if you want to sleep comfortably, dig you a hip hole.
A hip hole.
A hip hole, yes.
Okay.
That when you lay down, your hip will go into the hole, and it makes it a lot comfortable, a lot more comfortable.
There's a couple of ways you can say that.
Yeah.
A hip hole. You said hole.
Yes, hole. Not a pole, but a hole.
Well, I meant hole. Like it sounded like hole. It
A
sounded
hip hole. Now that's not talking about a popular swimming place, or I could go other ways with that, but you know,
I knew this was going to happen.
Well, one of those things.
So, you know, again, I just think there's many reasons why you shouldn't sleep. It's a free country. You can do what you want. I mean, there are people, I guess, that hike through the woods naked. I don't know. I don't want to walk up on them. I've talked to friends in Virginia.
Let me tell you,
There's people
you
that
don't want a skeeter bite in that area.
I'm not saying the trail hikers do it, but hip hole potamus.
Yeah, hip hole potamus.
So there are people that walk through the woods naked. I mean, and they do have naked day on the AT. There is a naked day where you're supposed to walk some, at least a few feet or a mile, or I don't know.
You've got to be joking, man.
No, that's
actually a thing.
There's a naked day, yeah, or somewhere in there. I don't know if it's. I think it's an actual day that wherever you're at, you hike naked for however long you want. You hike. I mean,
that is the. This is really, really.
It's troubling.
It's hard to talk about because I'm trying to be, you know. Lord, please help me.
Now, we'll circle back. Not talking about Nicki Minaj. No. Oh, can you imagine being snake bitten, coming up with somebody wanting them to assist, wanting to assist you?
Sorry, dude, you're gonna die.
So someone else, as if this wasn't already going off the rails, someone else came in there and said, "Hey," I could just hear him saying it like that. I mean, I'm reading it, but I could almost hear him say, "Hey, I used to be a Boy Scout." Well, by God, I used to be a Boy Scout back in the day.
Okay.
And they said that their scoutmasters.
Oh Lord, here we go.
In cold weather.
Yeah.
In cold weather would tell all the boys. Legit, I'm not making this up.
Okay.
This, you take it for whatever it's worth. That their scoutmaster told all the boys to go down to their skivvies and two in a sleeping bag. Two and two. I'm trying to be careful because we'll get struck. But that they told them, this was back in the 70s, he said.
Well, they did that because of body warmth.
I got that, but who does that? I mean, like,
well, nobody. You know,
I was in the Boy Scouts.
We
were in tents when it snowed. I never heard that. Nobody ever said, "Hey guys, you know, you're gonna go on skivvies and two in a sleeping bag together." I just said, there ain't no way. If I'd have called if I told my dad that, somebody had a flat face. I mean, you know.
Yeah. But, I never was a member of the Boy Scout, but I learned. I mean, growing up the country, back in our day, anyway, I was never in the house. I was always out in the woods, eating worms.
I don't care. I'm not. Yeah, face to face. I'm not doing it back to back. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing that.
No.
Hey, listen. I get it. The Donner Party.
If it was a life and death situation, yes. I mean,
Scoutmaster Sicko, yeah.
Yeah, Scoutmaster Sicko, I love it.
But I mean, come on now. I mean, the Donner Party did some weird things. Okay,
They ate each other. That's pretty weird.
I mean, it's bad. Okay,
Yes, it is bad.
but if you don't have, I mean, if there's a chance of dying, I guess you attempt to do whatever you can do to get through a tragedy.
Yeah.
But really, honestly, just as a course of going down the trail, Boy Scouts, hockey, or whatever, you're going naked. No, I'm not going naked, man. I'm not doing it.
Where do you have them camp at? Pedophile Junction?
Probably.
That's.
I mean, that's got to be a sicko Scoutmaster. Who tells the kids to do that? What parent is going to be okay with that? I mean, really? I said I was in a Boy Scouts. We never did junk like that.
Scoutmaster Sicko would have had a major ass whipping. Pardon my language. That would not. No, you don't tell my kid to take his clothes off or hers.
I couldn't believe he put it in there, and then people were going. You can imagine what was being said.
Well, yeah, but anyway, back to naked. No, that's no
naked. No,
don't do it
in the tent. Now,
hot, cold, it doesn't matter.
So then, are you peeing inside the tent while it's cold, or are you coming out to pee?
I go out to pee.
Okay. So if you're gonna go out to pee,
you have to be
you
careful.
definitely wouldn't do naked because then you're gonna be really cold.
Exactly. And you got to remember, there's a lot of shrinkage that takes place in cold weather.
That's why you want to bring BYOB. Bring your own bottle.
Bring your own bottle.
But there are
But
people.
It's not to drink. It's to.
I mean, there are people that go up the trail. They try to get this thing down to a science, but everybody's science is a little different. Brokeback Mountain Camp. Barry said, a possum attack in the middle of the night while you're naked, then you go running out of the tent through the woods. That's what I was thinking. But I like to plan ahead. Mama said don't ever go out with dirty or ripped underwear. I mean,
Yeah.
that meant you wear them anyway. So you might be in a car wreck. Well, you might be in a bear attack. You might, a lot of things can happen. Be ready for stuff like that. But I mean, if I was traveling with a group, I don't want nobody in my group sleeping naked. I mean, really, that's kind of weird to me. Like, come on, dude. I mean, like a commune or something.
How many days would 3 pair of underwear last? I mean, you got to think about these things. What are you going commando or?
I'm not doing commando.
I'm not either.
I'm not doing that.
They don't make enough gold bond for that. But
no, truth, absolute truth. I would not do that at all.
no.
Barry says it's like a Ledbetter or Wildcat gets in your tent. You have to ask your friends to shoot because one of you have got to have some relief.
Knock him out, John. That was hilarious. I love. What was his name? The comedian did knock him out, John. The coon hunt, the great Jerry Clowers. Special
Forces of Vietnam wore pantyhose, so I hear.
I've worn pantyhose before. In football, I mean, I believe it or not, the reason why I tried it is because Joe Namath did it, and it keeps you warm.
just right out there. I mean, I've worn pantyhose before.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't with a dress or anything. I mean, I'm not, going to do that. My sisters used to dress me up as a girl when I was a kid, though.
Oh,
I'm serious. They were mean to me. My sisters are a lot older.
Oh,
a lot older, 6 and 8 years.
Barry says it's a set that the English cavalry wore high heels because they helped with getting on horses or horseback.
You all right?
No, you're killing me.
Choked.
You're killing me.
Oh,
Clower.
Yeah.
Oh man. So I'm just looking at this and my brain is just going wild. And I'm thinking, there's some weird people on the trail. Some. All you hikers don't get mad.
There's a lot of weird people.
But I don't want to go. I don't care if it's naked day. I don't care if it's because it's cold.
No.
I don't care. I don't want to be going down the trail and naked.
I'm not going to be. And I'm just saying, and if you ever see me on the trail and you're naked, you might want to take a side road.
It was also the height of fashion.
The height of fashion. Wow.
It just blows my mind that people even think. I mean, I would never think even to do that. But I will tell you, Barry, you'll back me up on this. I'm sure you know. There are people. One too many. What'd you say? One too many twigs and berries on the trail.
Yeah. Do you know?
I don't believe I'd have told that Biscuit boy.
Why?
I told you. You never know what he's going to say.
It's possible.
There was a reenactor. I'm going to talk about reenactor because I want to tell you what some idiots do. I think they're idiots. There was a reenactor friend of mine who wore a kilt and not much else.
You don't wear anything under.
Well, I know it was good. He was around because it kept the flies.
Okay,
wait
here's
a minute,
another
Barry.
thing. What do you
Wait.
wipe your butt with when you're on the Appalachian Trail? Or any trail?
Barry, how do you know he wore a kilt and not much else?
He was showing everybody.
I guess he'd been over to drive the tent stakes down. I better be quiet. Wiping your butt. So what's acceptable if you, obviously, they get supplies every 3 or 4 days, but maybe it's been a rough.
What if you run out of toilet paper?
And I'm assuming that you could smell it coming.
You can smell it coming.
That's what Barry said. Well, leaves are acceptable, I guess. Leaves.
They are acceptable, but I want to tell you this: if you
Hello, Jake.
If you see leaves in a clump of 3, don't do it. I have known people that have literally wiped their butt with poison ivy leaves.
No, that's
poison oak leaves.
That's a loony.
Yes,
because there is toilet paper.
But anyway,
I don't know.
Kudzu's a good one.
If he was near a cornfield, I guess a corn cob would be acceptable.
Did you ever hear the story about the rabbit and the bear?
I'm sure I haven't.
Well, this bear was in the woods and he was hunkered down there taking a dump. And the rabbit come hopping by, and the bear said, "Excuse me, Mr. Rabbit, could I ask you a question?" He said, "Well, yes, sir." He said, "Do you ever have trouble with poop sticking to your fur?" And the rabbit thought for a second. He said, "Well, no, I don't." He said, "Good." He grabbed him and what?
Oh, man.
Yeah. I can't believe we talk about toiletries so much on here.
Just butt floss with the fuzzy vines around the tree.
There you go. So I showed you the Marine Corps. They issue Marines certain plies of toilet paper when they go out. They only issue them a certain amount. Have you ever seen how a Marine wipes his butt?
No, I have not.
Well, hold on a second. I'll show you.
Watchman said, "I was hiking with a chick and she wiped with poison oak."
All right. So here we have a piece of toilet paper. All right. It's not really a piece of toilet paper, but we're going to pretend this is
We're going to pretend it's a piece of toilet paper.
This is a Marine piece of toilet paper. So what you do is you take that piece of toilet paper and you fold it in half.
All right.
You fold it in half like this. And then you fold it in half again like this.
Okay.
Okay. Now, at this point, when you have folded it twice, right here in this corner, you take and you tear that piece off. Okay.
That piece
Do not throw that away. It's a very important piece. Okay. Set that to the side. Now what you're left with
is a hole.
Is a piece of toilet paper with a hole in it. Your finger goes right in there like that. You go in and you clean yourself, and then you have it like this. You wipe your finger off, and it's all clean.
Does it always have to be the middle finger?
Usually I would. And then you remember this little piece?
Yeah.
Do you know what that little piece is for?
Your fingernail.
That's exactly right. That gets right up underneath your fingernail to get all that stuff out of it. So there you go.
Biscuit boy wisdom right there from Marines.
Ta-da!
It's the longer finger. Yeah, well, what if, you might not have a middle finger. I mean, things, workplace accident.
That's true.
Other fingers are acceptable, right? The pinky would be a little tough. The thumb would be.
Do you know that it is a prerequisite that every shop teacher be missing a digit? You ever noticed that? Every single shop
Well, they
teacher,
always did.
Every one of them is missing a finger somewhere.
Deep dish style. It's called government issue tissue.
Oh boy!
I saw this guy do a joke. I'm not going to do it live on the air. But on that note, it was an old man. He was talking to this black man. There's a video. I saw it online, and he has this battery, a 9-volt battery strapped to his hand, to his wrist, right here.
Two of them, or just one?
One.
Just one.
And he says, "What?" And he has his hand kind of balled up,
right?
And he said, "Watch what happens when he took another 9-volt and stuck it to the front of the other 9-volt,
right?
And his middle finger went out." Like that, yeah. So like the finger went out. Gag. Kill me though. I was like, what? Because I was thinking, what do you do, man? Because when you were kids, people always took them on their tongue and stuff to see if it had any juice left or whatever. Which I never did that. I never did. Jerry says, can't talk tonight. I have about 14 gallons of meat for a pot of Brunswick stew. All right, man. Yeah. He's cooking, man.
Where are you at, Jerry? We're coming.
He's down there near Oxford, man.
Love me some Brunswick stew. What kind of meat you using?
I think he cooks up different meats, man. But I don't know what he puts in the Brunswick. We'll have to post, but if he has time. God bless you, Jerry. Love you, man.
Probably roast.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I mean, acceptable. I used to. I was a lady I used to work with. She said her husband always came back with parts cut off his shirt when he went hunting.
With parts cut off of his shirt.
Yeah, little squares.
They had to use it like a tourniquet or something, or
no, to wipe his butt.
Oh, I got you. That makes sense.
Oh, he said on the video it was pork and beef. Okay. So Barry watched. I didn't get to see it, man. I'll have to tune in. Cooking with Jerry on Facebook. Cooking with Jerry. Make sure you tune in. He's an awesome Mendo guy, and he make you hungry, man.
Cool.
He can cook. This man can cook. He should have his own restaurant.
I love to cook. I do.
Yeah, you said that. You've said that.
It's you came over for Thanksgiving. I made most of that.
Oh, okay. That was good, man. I'll tell you, I had that food. That was really good.
Yep.
Pork, beef, chicken, and smoking some ribs, chicken, and Boston butts.
Rolling,
butts. Man. Got it rolling on.
I'll tell you what, that's the whole food group right there, ain't it?
Hey, I'm all in, man. That right there, yes.
Pork, beef, and chicken.
That's my answer to that. Yes.
Heard that. Most definitely.
We had employee meals today at work, and we got steak and chicken. It was really nice, man.
Steak and chicken.
Steak and chicken. It was really nice.
Cool.
And a big old baked tater. Big old baked tater. So it was good. A couple of rolls, a couple of cookies, man. It was all good, man. They do a good job with that.
We had Thursday night. The first night we were in Nashville, all of the SMDs, which are the leaders, we all went to the Sportsman. It's okay. It's a place in Nashville, and we rented the whole place out. And we had a choice between salmon and prime rib, and man, it was good. Awesome. I had the prime rib, and it was delicious.
Let's see. Barry said, I used to have the recipe for Harley Brunswick stew that the Masonic Lodge made. Okay.
Harley.
The Masonic Lodge. I didn't know they were into Brunswick stews.
All kinds of stews.
That's cool. But I was thinking when you were growing up.
Yep.
I grew up. We were okay, but we grew
up in the same place.
We were on the poorer end. I mean, I didn't have I never went without, but sometimes there were times were tough. My dad would get laid off a lot during the winter months,
Right.
And but anyway, we'd stretch the dollar. I mean, my dad didn't make a lot of money back in those days. I mean, think about it. I mean, he was probably bringing home $75 a week. That's bring home.
You know, that was the average pay pretty much.
So, you know, you got to pay your bills out of that and all, get your groceries and all that, you know.
Well, you could go buy groceries for $20.
Well, I remember my dad having a fit because mom spent 25. It was like, well, no, I'm not, you know, I'm not. Back then the saying was always be, I'm not a Rockefeller, you know, or something like that.
Yeah, and I don't spend less than $25 every time I go through a drive.
I know, ain't it crazy? So we had, and I liked it. You know, it was kind of a treat actually. I mean, we would do potatoes and beans and cornbread, of course. But you know, meats. Not every meal had a meat. We tried, but not every meal did. But one of those things that we would blend into that, and I always look forward to it, is right after it was one of the first meals we had after shopping.
Yeah.
Was we would have. I mean, you mentioned salmon, but the salmon patties we couldn't afford all the time. They were higher. I like them. I love them. So
I make great salmon patties.
So we did the mackerel. You ever have them, the mackerel? Do the same thing?
I have.
I mean, they call them the same thing, but they're not salmon; they're mackerel. And I was talking to a lady that I know, and here it's been a few years ago, and she was talking about, yeah, we were poor, said we had salmon patties sometimes. I said, well, we had mackerel patties. She said, oh, I guess I wasn't as poor as I thought. I liked them. They don't smell the best when you reheat them in a microwave in a break room, but I like them.
We used to have jam sandwiches. You ever had a jam sandwich?
I can't remember. What is it?
You take 2 pieces of bread, jam it together, and eat it.
Barry said his cat. My cat would love a can of Jack mackerel. We mix it in their cat food to make the dry food cat food stretch. Yeah, well, that would work. But I used to love that. I used to love that. We cooked every day, basically. Nowadays we don't. Just factors and time, and we try. But you know, our schedules are kind of crazy. But one of the things my mom did, and you know, back in, I don't know how they are today. Hey, Kenneth Roper, God bless you, man, from Virginia. But we back in those days, you could get a really good TV dinner. Nowadays they suck. They suck. But I'm talking about the Hungry Man TV dinner. Sometimes we'd have
2 pieces of chicken in there.
Yeah, it was pretty good, man. I mean, you know, ZZ Top TV dinners, but also my mom likes to like it banquet chicken. It would come frozen, and you'd put that in the oven and heat it up. We'd have pinto beans,
chicken pot pies,
chicken pot. Oh, I love them, man. You could get those things $5 for
Marie calendars.
$5 for a buck.
Yeah, Marie
the small ones.
Yep.
Oh, the Marie calendars are great.
Yeah, those.
But that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
But kids today, man, they're all into, you know, chicken nuggets and whatever. But we only ate out maybe once a week. Maybe. That didn't always happen, but if
we did that.
It was my dad liked to go to McDonald's one day a week. I mean, that was his thing.
The only
Swanson TV dinner with the aluminum pan. Yeah, absolutely. Good evening. I'm coming in a little late, but I'm here. Hey, thanks for being here, man. Always welcome, no matter the time you come in. And
thanks for popping in, Kenneth.
Thanks there for Hank's Game Birds. I like that. And read that other one. I can't see it from here. Their name on there. Can you see it? We're blind.
I'd say I've got prescription sunglasses on, but I can't.
It's
the screen's black.
Sue Shell. I hope I probably said that wrong, but if I did, forgive me.
I don't know.
But Kenneth, I hope the weather's better up there and you kind of thawed out. And you know, I remember it's been so cold. How cold has it been?
How cold has it been?
That one day last week when the rain hit, then it got cold. And so I was taking the kids to school in my wife's car because I've got to put a battery in my truck, but anyway, or something. But anyway, one of the kids said they were telling the kid to get out on his side. He said, I can't. He said, the child lock is on. And I'm sitting here going down the road. I'm thinking, we don't have child lock on this car. So I'm trying
Or do you?
Well, I was thinking maybe I do. So that was at the elementary. They wanted to go to elementary first, drop those kids off, and then go to middle school. I go to 3 schools every day, just about.
Right.
So I go to the middle school. As I'm pulling in the middle school, the lock comes on in the car. I went. And then so it was showing just for a brief second a door open. Well, what the heck? So I pull in, and I said, did you open? Is that door open? She goes, no, it's got a child lock on. I said, child lock? I don't think I have a child lock. So I went to pull out. It went on again. So I said, I'm pulling over. Something is screwy. I'm pulling over.
Right.
It was the ice, man. It was never really shut because that kid tried to open it. And so we're riding along.
With the door open.
The door is basically open, man. The
Yep.
ice is the only thing that's holding that door shut.
Yep.
I said, "Oh my gosh!" I told her, and she went, "Oh wow." She's the high schooler, you know. And I was like, "No child lock here."
I've had to get a blow dryer, with an extension cord and hit the doors before I could get them to open.
I have heard recently
Yeah.
that you throw a little WD-40 or something around the doors, and then that won't happen. Is that true, guys?
It's a possibility.
A little WD-40 before the event hits. You know it's going to get cold. It's going to rain. I heard that'll get her done right
Put some
there.
antifreeze around it. Rub it on. Put it on a rag and rub it around.
Antifreeze. I like the idea of WD-40.
I like that better.
You
than-
spray. You're not having to pour something.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So back to the trail here a minute. When we were talking about, do you sleep naked in the tent? We said no. And what's acceptable to wipe your butt? Do cryptids wipe their butt? Because I was thinking with Kenneth here, he hunts cryptids. Do cryptids wipe their butt?
No, that's why they smell so bad.
Oh, they smell so bad. I didn't know that.
Yeah, cryptids, you can smell a cryptid.
Kenneth says, not at all. Fixing to be more snow. Slid backwards about 80 feet last night trying to get up my driveway. Not good.
Wow.
But was able to get another run and get up. But this storm coming, be snow, so should be good. Yeah, you can get on that snow, man. The ice is bad, man.
Yeah, I don't care who you are.
Ice is
Ice
ice,
is
man.
ice.
Ice, baby, man.
That's
That's
it.
bad.
That's it.
That's a bad deal. Bad deal. You can't do the ice, man.
Bad deal.
But snow, we can deal with some snow, man.
Yeah.
I mean, ice. That's what they're saying in some of the cities. That ice is a bad deal.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. Here in this area, if we have 2 inches of snow, it's shut down. The town is shut down.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
People can't drive it.
No.
They don't know how.
Well, a lot of people around here can't drive at all.
Well, very good point. Very good point. I love my people from Bradley County, but they cannot drive.
For instance, this happens to me regularly. Regularly, I say.
Okay.
That someone will stop in the drive lane to turn
Yes.
next to the turning lane.
Yeah, that irritates the you know what out of me. Do you blow your horn at them, or what do you do?
I don't know. After seeing
do you
that
do?
video of that little creepy guy, he blowed his horn at him 5 times. That's why the guy was mad.
The guy that can kick
Melting
his
down.
car and everything.
Yeah, he kicked the car. Then
He'd
then
have
he,
a hole in his foot. if
then
did
he
that.
mocked the cop and he tried to take his walkie-talkie or something and talking to it. I guess
Yeah, how'd that work out for him?
there's no second video. I'm assuming he went to jail. He was cuffed and stuffed. I'm sure. I've never seen anybody try to reach for the microphone. Interesting concept.
reach for the microphone.
That's what it looked like to me. Like he was trying to get his microphone. They carry up here.
Yeah.
That's attached.
Yeah.
It looked like to me he was trying to do DJ or something. Get on the microphone, on the cop's microphone, and maybe put out a distress call. I think that's what he was trying to do.
There is no.
Like, help me, this cop is bad. I think that's what he was trying to do because he was creepy.
The guy was a moron.
He was definitely a moron.
I mean, I was going in to take my meds. I just got them. Take them now. You
I
don't have
wish
to
I
be
had.
in the house. to do
We're
it.
gonna have to get that video and show it. I don't have it pulled up, but I'm gonna make sure I do that.
Yeah, it was hilarious and sad all at the same
SARS
time.
are too big on my Tahoe for my chains to fit. I'm going to build some traction strap blocks attached to my wheels tires tomorrow. Yeah, man, I feel for you, man. That's bad. I'm sorry about that, man. He lives up in the woods, man. He got the house in the woods, and that's a long way up, man.
That's why I like my
He likes his life, but that ice makes it rough, man.
If you can just get off to one shoulder, you can get grip and go.
Yes, Barry. We talked about that in the very beginning. The FBI visited the Fulton County Elections Board. Well, that was yesterday too. They went and got all them boxes.
Yep.
I want to see some arrest.
I want to see some heads roll. Yes.
I want to see some arrest.
I want to see some vindication and some justice.
Did you like that video I sent you? It was like based on The Price is Right.
Yes.
That was hilarious, man. Oh my gosh,
They have been putting out a bunch of those.
people are so talented, man. I
One
just
of them
love
was
it.
with Maduro.
Yes, I think I
Did you
saw
see that one?
I think I saw that
With
one.
Puff Daddy. He said, "Here's your new cellmate." And it was Puff Daddy. He said, "I got all the oil we need." Yeah, it was hilarious.
Oh my gosh, that's why we can't get nothing done. We're too busy watching these great videos that put out.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that guy was creepy, man. I mean, I would hate. That's I know there's some bad cops, but I feel for any of them that have to run up on a guy like that.
Have you seen the video? The cop pulls these two people over, and the cop asks the guy driving the car for his ID, and he hands him a cat collar.
No, I have not seen that.
And he says, "I identify as a cat." And
cool.
It was hilarious. The whole thing is hilarious. But, the guy says, well, your boyfriend or something. He said, "How dare you? How do you know that we're in a relationship?" Well, I just figured you identifying as a cat and him with a Biden-Harris shirt on, that the two of you were in some sort of a sexual relationship. But he goes on and says,
I agree, Barry.
What we can do is take you to the...
it shouldn't be. Fraud should never be acceptable.
No. Take you to get your rabies shots and all this stuff.
Okay.
And it's $75. And he looked at his boyfriend and said, "What do we do? I don't have $75. And the cop was like, "You know what? This is just too crazy." I mean, you just have to watch it.
I full on believe. I full on believe if I was a cop, police officer, whatever you want to say. There are times, unless it was like, something really, really bad. There are times, if you pulled them over for the tag light out, that's the one that kills me. Oh, you had a tag light out. I thought I'd pull you over and investigate. I hate that one. Yeah. If I'm going to gripe about one, because I had a guy do this to me coming home from security. Nobody on the road. You had a tag light out. I said, "Well, I had it working. It's quit." So, but I believe if I walked up and looked in the car, shine the flashlight, there are certain scenes if I saw, I'd say this was just. I just wanted to pull you over and say, "Have a nice day."
Yeah,
I'm out of here, because I would not want to deal with. For instance, one guy I saw was a cop show. The guy they took down, now maybe he needed to be, I think he stole something. Honestly, if it was a soda or something, I would have not arrested this guy. And here's why I say that. This guy had crapped himself from head to toe. They put him in the car. They had to take him to a place, strip him naked, and talking about naked, and hose him down. That's how bad the crap was on this guy. I'll pay for the soda. With a water hose, dude. They just powered up.
No, how did he get that much on him?
I don't know.
Did other people help?
He just had crap all over him, man. I mean, there are certain scenes, I don't want to say all of them. It might be a little too controversial for some platforms, but I'm just saying, if I saw some scenes, I might be obliged to say, "Hey, y'all have a nice day. I just saw you swerved a little bit, but it's okay. Y'all look like you're okay. Have a nice day."
Yeah, let natural selection take over.
He said it was a meth dump.
Wow.
Okay. There is something. This show I told you was going to go off the rails. We start with naked. It's going to go off the rails, but it's a funny off the rails. There are people. God bless them. Please don't take this offense, because I know people suffer with this.
What's that?
But there are people who have explosive
diarrhea.
Yes.
I've had that before.
And I know that for a fact that when I worked at one of the it's not even there anymore. It's a new. They've been bought 2-3 times, but in the days that I worked there, which is in 1980, I don't mind.
Okay.
We had a call go out for a cleanup in the women's bathroom at the place I worked.
Red Food Store.
Yeah, at the time, Red Food Store.
Yeah. Well,
the lady, about the time they made the call, I got a whiff in the line. I was bagging the groceries, and I'm like, she was in my line. So I bagged fast. I mean, fast. Let's go, and. Diarrhea, yeah, and see, so the guy he was a great guy, just one of those all-American kids, great guy, friend to all, multitasker, do anything. Everybody liked this guy.
Right.
This is a guy. He was the cleanup guy. So if somebody said we have a cleanup, pickles got broke or whatever, this is a guy that go. So I didn't see him for a while. So when I saw him, he was like, "Man," I said, "What was that call, man?" He goes, "Well, they called me in the women's restroom. I opened the door."
Knock me down.
And there's crap on the ceiling,
you
the walls.
Be joking.
No, I'm not kidding. He told me, she must have stood up and just exploded. I am woman.
There ain't no way that you can get doo-doo on the ceiling without putting it there.
I am woman, hear me roar. I guess.
Yeah, that would be a holy smoke.
He said it. He just took because I don't even know if it's legal now, because of EPA. But in those days, all of the floors had the little drain thing, and you just
start spraying.
Well, that's what he did. He took like the hose, like he pulled it from the meat department, and just rolled it out there. And he just put a mask on and gloves and suited up, and he just washed that room down and threw bleach and everything he could think of. He did multiple cleanings because it was so bad.
Wow.
So I'm saying that there are people that has that, and it's bad. I mean, so things can happen like that, So I don't know if that's what happened to this guy, but it is possible,
one of the duplexes that we used.
Dave Chappelle had a skit about this. It was the pop copy skit. Funny as heck. Barry, some of these sinks have a hose attachment. Maybe you could use that to spray. Well, that's true. I think he just pulled the big old hose, man. Like they wash the floor with in the meat department and stuff. They spray everything down. That's what he did, man. But I don't think you can do that now, man. You got to try. You can't look because that's going to have chemicals and stuff. You can't put all that down. You have to contain that and ship it off and pay to have it shipped off. You can't do it.
It's just
yeah.
We have overcomplicated things in this world today.
A beach bomb. I almost said beach blonde.
Beach blonde.
Beach bomb. Fill up a glass bottle of bleach. He called the fire department. Bless her heart. I feel bad for her, but man, this dude had to go in and clean up. It was what was that thing they have out west? The Coachella. He had the crapola. The crapola.
One of the duplexes that we used to have.
Here comes
we've got rid of all of our real estate. I'm not going to be a landlord, whatever. I don't have the patience with people. But we had to ask this one family to leave.
Okay.
And they got mad and stuck a towel in the toilet.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I still to this day don't really know how this happened, but the duplex next door, every time they would flush the toilet, it was coming over to that side.
Oh Lord!
It came up into the tub. Now this went on for a week before anybody noticed this. Okay, when I opened the door going in there, the water was this deep.
Oh man!
With turds floating around. And I had to go in and clean all of that up. Tear all the carpet out. I had to come up 3 feet. Actually, it was 4 feet. I came up 4 feet and cut the sheetrock all the way around and had to put new sheetrock down, new base.
I hate to happen to you, but dude.
Oh, it was a crappy job.
Oh my gosh. NC, I once took a picture of the bottom of a porta potty after a Kiss concert, and the picture is worth 1,000 turds.
Wow.
Just kidding. You're going to have to read this one, dude. I don't think I can get through it.
Crazy. One dude said he got abducted by aliens, and they filled him full of shiz. Wow. And about as much was on him as his car. And everywhere he was, I believe those aliens did do something. There was no way that much on one human. I think it ended up being, I don't know.
He was on
mushrooms. He definitely had a bad trip. Yeah.
You punk. I said punk. You sunk my
battleship. Well.
Had he not hit the stop sign and ditch, no one would have known he was impaired. I'll tell you, that goes back to my point. There are some scenes I walk up on that is going to be, have a nice day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to admit it. I'm going to admit it.
You know, speaking of walking up on it, there was a cop pulled this car over one day, the highway patrolman. It was around here locally. And there were 4 elderly women in the vehicle. And the cop walked up and he said, ma'am, do you know why I pulled you over today? And she said, no, I don't. And he said, well, you're going well under the speed limit. Speed limit's 55 and you were doing 27. She said, well, I thought that was the speed limit. I saw a sign back there that said 27. He said, no, ma'am, that's the highway that you're on. You're on highway 27. She said, oh, okay. And he looked in the back seat, and the ladies in the back seat were white as this sheet. And he said, ladies, are you okay? And they said, yes, sir, we're fine. We just got off Highway 153.
No doubt. Oh, my gosh. Barry, as a meter reader, I used to walk through some trailer parks that had open septic tanks, lids not quite buried.
Wow.
Oh, that's not good. If you're not careful, you can fall in. Yeah. Oh, man. Can you imagine?
I got the poo on me.
Hey, my son got picked up in a porta potty once. He was just a little boy. He was down in Chickamauga.
Huh?
My wife was standing out there with his brother, and the guy comes along to I don't know if he was.
He was in there when they tried to empty it?
No, well, they didn't empty it. I don't know why. I guess they were picking up. Maybe it was one. I don't know if they were taking some back. He comes in with a forklift, dude, and picks it up.
And he's in there.
He's in there.
Jeremy or Josh?
It's Josh.
Oh, I can imagine what was coming out of his mouth.
Josh was hollering.
I bet.
He was just a little boy.
Oh.
And my wife was going, hey, you got my boy in that porta potty.
Wow.
Put it down.
Wow.
And Jeremy's just sitting there laughing.
I would have been too, probably. I know one of the meanest
Jeremy
things.
and Josh used to be, they would silent. Well, Josh wasn't silent. Jeremy was dangerous. He was silent in his attacks.
Yeah.
So my wife is, I got tons of stories like this. God looks after us. I'll just say that. So I was going, I was working. My wife was taking the kids to work, church. I can't talk tonight. To church. She stops at a store to get gas or something. Well, Josh decides he wants to jump out and call somebody in a payphone or something. I don't. It's before cell phones, I guess. I don't remember. I think it was. But anyway, so Jeremy knows he's outside the car. Well, they stayed in the car. You know, Jeremy was probably 10 or 12.
Right.
He was probably 12 at the time, 13. Because we started, he was 10. So I'll say he was about 12. And so they're sitting in the car while, she gets gas, and she didn't know he got out. So she gets in the car. Jeremy knows this. She drives off.
And
so
Josh is
he just laughing. I mean, it was his way to get back at his brother.
right.
So I'll tell you, God in his infinite mercy, a friend of mine, a preacher friend, he's headed to the same church,
Right.
pulls in the same store, sees Josh standing there going, my mom took off and left me.
Wow.
So picks him up,
Takes him to church.
takes him to church, and he goes up to the door and he says, hey, Miss Lynn, did you lose anybody? She goes, no, what are you talking about? He goes, where's Josh? She looks around. And Jeremy is just dying laughing.
Wow.
And that's the way they rolled, man, when I wasn't. Now, that was when I wasn't around. They would have never pulled that stunt if I'd have been around.
Brian and David got into it, Jody's boys. Brian's the oldest. David's a couple of years younger than them. Well, they got into it. They were, you know how brothers are. They're always fighting.
Dang right.
And anyway, David started chasing Brian. He was going to hurt him. And he was mad. And Brian climbed up this tree. I mean, it's a pretty tall tree. And David told him to come to David, and Brian wouldn't come down. He said, all right, Brian stayed, just kept climbing. He got way up in the tree. David went and got a chainsaw and cut the tree down while he was in it.
And that's how you handle that.
Exactly. Got him down.
Kenneth says he was in the porta potty business a long time. Got some real bad ones. Oh, I bet, man. I bet.
One of the worst things I believe we ever did on a construction site. The boss.
Oh my gosh.
Was in the porta potty.
Yeah.
And we turned it over on him while he was in it. We flipped it.
That's cold, dude. Dude, that's like so cold.
He looked like a Smurf when he came out of there. He was blue.
Not saying it ain't dang funny. That's cold.
All over him. It was hilarious.
So,
but nobody was around. I mean, we pushed that thing over, and
Oh, I
we were
bet.
scattered like roaches when
So
the light
did he
comes
leave
on.
and go clean up? And
Oh yeah, he was hot.
I bet he was.
I mean, nobody fessed up. Nobody said, well, they did it, who did, whatever.
Bruce-
Everybody thought it was hilarious.
Bruce Springsteen was in the porta potty.
I would have definitely flipped it with him in there. I can't stand Bruce
I
Springsteen.
can't either. He's been falling down lately,
Yeah, whatever.
There's just some things. I mean, I remember I was working. I will call BS. I'll throw the BS card.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do my job, do where my boss needed to help. I'm a team player. I want it. But my boss he said, Dave, come with me one day. And they know, when they tell you to come with them, it's never good.
Yeah.
So we go outside there at the old plant,
Yeah.
and he said, David, this is our poop pit.
Our poop pit.
It's part of the sewer system or whatever they did. They had pumps and stuff. So this had
Mm.
screens in it. He said, what we have to do every once in a while,
Yeah.
or before he told me that, he goes, because I had been working to be a fill-in, lead and all that. He goes, when you're in leadership,
Yeah.
there are sometimes things that you're asked to do that are not fun. They're not the most enjoyable things to do. But to be a leader, you got to step it up. You're the
Right.
leader. You're in management.
Right.
One day you'll be in management, which I am. It's funny now, but
You can't ask somebody to do something that you wouldn't do yourself.
exactly. I think he might even use that. I'm thinking back. So he says, this is the poop pit. Every so often we have to raise this up and clean the screens. I said, what the heck do you mean clean the screens? He said, well, there's a lot of things that get flushed down toilets.
Mm-hmm.
Among them is the poop. But there are other things.
Corn won't go through the string.
Strings, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the poop gets stuck on the screens, and we got to get the screens cleaned off so the water flow will go to the city and do good things and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And I said, well, what,
How do you clean it?
That's why, how do you clean it? Well, you got a hose here, and we got some gloves for you. You'll have to pull the bits of poop off, and that, because they're connected to the strings and stuff that's in there.
Yeah.
Other things I won't mention.
Yeah.
And I said,
I can only imagine when you say strings. Anyway,
a little slip there, but I'm thinking plastic string, for yarn.
Gotcha.
Not to say there wasn't other things. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So I said, you got to be kidding me. He goes, no, Dave, I'm not kidding. You got to. That's part of your job. You got to do that. I said, boss, I'm going to have to back out on this one. He said, you can't do that. And I said, what do you mean I can't do that? He goes, in the bottom of your job thing, your job description, whatever. He said, there's that last one we have in there that says you'll do other things as needed by your supervisor or management or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm calling BS. I said, well, what? I said, well, you're in leadership. Why don't you do it? He goes, well, this is a training opportunity for you. I've done it before. And I said,
well, then show me how.
That's what I said. So he goes on. He's throwing all this stuff at me,
Yeah.
And I said, no, you can't make me do that. And I knew he couldn't. You can't make somebody do something like that. That's way outside the bounds of taking that liberties with that. And I said,
it is.
I'm not going to do it.
Professionals that do it.
I said, I think the world of you. I really do. I think the world of you, but I'm not doing that. He said, you could lose your job for not doing it. I said,
I guess I'll lose it.
That's pretty much what I said. I said, and you put up or shut up. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm not doing that. I've heard horror stories of guys at work have had to go down in these poop pits. It's not something I'm going to do. There's just no way.
I'm not going to do it.
I think you're going in and out. Oh, I'm going in and out. Well, it may be, Barry. If other people say it, we'll adjust. But I just no way I'm going to do that, man. There's no way I'm going to do it unless I was paid to do that. Have you ever worked for
it'd have to be like
a plumbing company or something, or a septic company?
No, I've never done that.
I don't want to do it.
I won't.
Kenneth had the porta potties. Maybe he did septic work as well. I'm not doing it.
Nope.
Like prairie dogging it.
I've had prairie.
Yeah, the audio. Yeah, are we okay on the audio? If not, we'll shut down and do something else. But we usually don't have a problem. But sometimes the Wi-Fi can be wild. But I'm not doing it, man. I'm just not doing it. That's beyond the scope of my business. But I will say this: we used to have. Now this is back. This is a long time ago.
Yeah.
We're talking. I've been. By the way, February 11th, I've been at my job 35 years. So
Sweet.
Okay, thank you, NC. I appreciate it. Sometimes those things happen. I have been on the tanks. It's kind of said I have been on the tanks. But anyway, we used to have. Our system in that area of the plant used to back up.
Right.
And you would have these little, they didn't have covers over the thing. You would have these little
turd ball
volcanoes. And they would be, crap. It was like, what's the geyser?
It's like
Yellowstone.
Lava coming out.
Yeah. And I said, one day I saw that and I said, what the heck is that? And somebody said, that's a poop shower or something. I don't know. I'm like,
that's the steamer.
And I said, there ain't no way. What the heck? So anyway, we had a backup one day.
That ought to be against safety regulations.
Well, I'm sure, but back then they didn't care.
Yeah.
So they just
I know.
go do your job. So, well, you worked there, So anyway, we had a bad backup once. They called. I'll say it. I don't mind. Roto-Rooter come out.
Yeah. And
they're snaking out. We're back to bad. You talked about deep. It was bad.
Yeah.
And now, how does this happen? They pulled out a pair of man's underwear out of the drain. A pair of man's underwear out of the drain.
Well,
briefs, not boxers.
I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. I know one guy that almost bled to death there because he had a hemorrhoid and did not want to go to the doctor. So he took his scissors and cut that hemorrhoid off in the bathroom and almost bled to death. They had to call an ambulance on him.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine cutting a hemorrhoid off with a pair of scissors?
Barry says there's a plant in Cobb County called the Bedminster plant.
The what?
The Bedminster plant. I hope that.
What does it do, Barry?
What does it do? Eruption of Mount Poopsuffus.
Poopsuvius.
Excuse me.
Mount.
It was supposed to be innovative where they took raw sewage, turned it into a container for 28 days, and then it turned to fluff. They put bacteria on it, and it turned into fluff, and then they dump it on fields. Okay, yeah, it's like using up your waste and all that.
Yeah.
I went to the plant, and first they filtered the sewage and got car parts, car tags, and all kinds of metal out first. Well, I'm sure. ANC says toddy brownies.
That's pretty good.
They stacked the raw sewage on pallets, and the heat was incredible because it's made of methane.
Yep.
They finally closed the plant because the smell was so bad, but it was innovative. It's an innovative smell,
I can only imagine, how it would smell. I don't really want to imagine.
So
that.
I figured out who did the underwear. I really did, I believe, because later we had a guy. We opened up a new location.
You know who he was?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because he worked on that job on day shift. I
Right.
was night shift.
He's not one of those that put his initials in his underwear, was he?
I don't think so. He ended up going to another plant, and then he
Same thing happened there.
He ended up walking off the job. It was a whole nother story.
Right.
But when he left, he had a bunch of stuff in his locker. He left like he had like a little store. You know how people do.
Yeah.
So one day we were looking in there. Right after he left, we were looking for a part we needed for the machine, and there was a brown bag there. A brown bag like your granddad or dad carried to work.
Yeah.
My dad did it with a brown paper bag, folded down. Just like a lunch sack. That's what my dad called it, a lunch sack. And we're looking.
Poopy britches in it.
Well, he had underwear in it. I didn't look to see if it was, but that's exactly what was in that bag. And I said, "My God!" My friend laughed so hard. God rest his soul. He's dead now. I miss him dearly. But he said, "I said, my God." He leaves his underwear here like a lunch sack or something. I can't remember exactly how I put it, but man, there's just some people have to deal with the crap of the world, literally, and God bless them.
Wow.
God bless them. I guess there's people that's made to do anything. I don't think I could exist in something like that. Not long. Everybody's had to change a poopy diaper and all that. It can be bad. It can be rough, or elderly and things happen. I get all, but as a daily, maybe you get used to it. I don't know. Maybe you get used to it.
Well, it's a crappy job.
It's a crappy job. I just would not want to have anything to do with that.
No, on career day, that was not one of the things that I put on.
What do they put on the table? What do they put on the table at career day at the high school?
Yeah, really.
I mean, what is it? I know it would be something like
put a turd on the table and here, you want to take care of this for the rest of your life. Wow.
You got to put your undies in the fridge to keep them cool on a hot day, especially if you're wearing that pair all week. Oh yeah, it would work.
I can wear a pair of underwear for 4 days.
I've told this story before.
2 days, 2 days on one side, take them off, turn them inside out, and you got 2 more days.
I'm not doing it. So I've told this story before, but you I don't know if you remember the guy. Well, one of them you would.
Okay.
I won't say the names on here though; they might be offended at me because it was funny though. It was dang funny. We had a guy that worked there, and he was the biggest blowhard ever. Man, he bragged about everything. He was just a liar. Big old mountain man of a guy. I got along with him, but the guy was a liar, man. He's a professional liar. He was telling us he had oil wells and stuff.
Should have been a politician.
So one day, he sends word out to a friend of mine who doesn't work there anymore. He's retired or disabled. I can't remember. And he says, so-and-so wants to meet you, wants you to come to the bathroom. He wants to see you. Now, if you get a message like that another dude wants to see you in the bathroom, what are you going to do, man? So he says he wants what? He said it was an emergency. He needed to see you in the bathroom. Now, this is a coworker. They're not like brothers or friends or anything. Right, it's just a coworker. It wasn't me. It was this other guy at work. I don't want to say. I'll tell his name offline.
Right.
So if he was here, I'd let him tell the story. He probably don't care to tell, but I don't know that. So he goes, and when he gets to the bathroom, he like taps on the door, like, "Hey, did you ask me? What do you want, man? I'm not coming in." So he opens the door and he holds his pants out.
He didn't crap all in his britches.
No, he ripped them. He ripped them.
Oh.
So he says, "I need you to sew up my pants." And those machines had sewing machines, crude sewing machines, but they did.
Right.
And he said, I need you to sew my pants up. He's like, "Dude, no, I don't want to do that." He said, "Come on, man." He said, "Well, they're just busted." He said, just walk around. You got your underwear on. He goes, "Dude, I'm commando."
Can't have things flying out.
So he does it, but he's mad about it. He don't want to touch them because he's thinking, this dude been working this hot plant, sweating nasty.
Johnson's been rubbing up, Wow.
So,
wow.
So he goes over.
Yeah.
And he don't want to touch anything, so he just lays the pants there and kind of puts them on the sewing machine. It's not a straight line, so it's like zigzag
and everything.
I think he takes them back. The guy comes by, he says, "My God, can't you sew a straight line?" The guy's walking with like a limp. To say he had a rough night.
I bet.
With that thread and everything, commando. Dude was walking funny by the end of the night, man. He flipped him off. He said, "I'll get you back."
Wow.
It was the funniest thing I ever saw, man.
Wow.
The dude was walking, it was like a guy that has bad sunburn.
Yeah.
But he had a butt burn.
He was walking real gingerly.
I wouldn't have done it. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't have done it. I said, "Go home, man. Go home and change."
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Man, when everybody in their life, really, truly, there's 2 things I think everybody in their life should experience.
Okay.
Number 1 is military. I think it's good. I think everybody should.
At least 2 years. At least 2 years.
Yes, broski, that's true. We're so anyway, the military, because I think it teaches you a lot of things. And it's service to our country. I think you do it. Number 2 is I think everybody should work in a manufacturing experience environment just for the experience they're going to get in life.
Right.
I think everybody should have to go through that because it is truly a different world.
Yeah.
In a manufacturing workplace. Absolutely crazy, the stuff that you see and hear. I may be old, maybe I don't know about now, but old school, I'm telling you, man, I saw a little bit of everything. it was like coming out of a bubble to go work in the first mill that I went to work in when Jeremy was just a baby.
Right.
I got my first manufacturing job. Before that, I was working, all kinds of different kind of jobs, retail, different things. But I thought, you got to get a job, a real job, and got the baby there. And that environment was so telling, man. And that was the first time that I ever found out just how cruel people could be.
Really?
Coworkers. Oh man, if you piss somebody off,
mm-hmm.
you will have so many things happen to you.
Oh yeah. They
will mess your line up. They will do anything they can to get you back. You don't want to tick off anybody, man. I'm telling you.
It's there are a lot of pranks pulled.
A lot of pranks, man. A lot of pranks.
I know.
We used to have a guy, that first meal, he was a great guy, good old country boy. He kind of looked like, he looked like a Civil War guy. He had a perfect beard for it. He was a perfect size.
Right.
But he was jumpy, like it was one of them guys you go up behind him and go, hey, and he jumps 3 feet off the floor. That was that guy. He drove a lift truck. Now this happened. He would go down. I'm sitting here watching this. I'm going, my God. There would be people jump on the back of the lift truck because he's rolling along, and they would reach around, like grab him by the throat and stuff like that. And the guy would go crazy. He hit stuff, man. Hit stuff with a forklift. And I'm sitting here going, are you kidding me? What the heck?
Wow.
I just saw one guy. He was his wife worked. She was my boss.
Right.
And she was okay. He was a jerk. And the guys that worked for was the supervisors. They hated his guts.
Right.
So one night, I had to go up there and check on something to ask him if they could doff the line early. And this place, the extruders were on the top floor. Then you had a cool out zone. Then it would go down to the winders. So it's like this. Instead of this, you're coming down.
Yeah.
On his line, I went up there and they said, "Are you busy?" I said, "Well, I got a couple minutes." They said, "You want to see something funny?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "Look down there, see who's doffing." I looked down. They said, "That's your boss's husband." I said, "You like him?" I said, "Not necessarily, but I don't care." They said, "Well, we hate his guts." They said, "Watch this." So they would squeeze the yarn and stretch it, make it. And they were messing their own production up. They would mess their own production up.
Yeah. On
this one guy. So everybody else's line is running good. This guy's is a mess. By the end of the night, he's got lube all in his hair. His lines, they would do that. That's what people do. You don't want to mess with people like that.
That's right.
Broski says, that's why I'm glad I played sports at a competitive level with tough old school football, basketball, and baseball coaches. Learned a lot of discipline.
Yep.
Absolutely. If I wasn't so good at sports and wasn't getting a scholarship, I would have been a Marine. I interviewed with them. Awesome. Both of those are great. I just think
I'm right there with you, bro.
I just think it's a good experience for people to get.
Yeah.
Now, maybe not for young girls in the manufacturing environment.
No.
But dudes are to do it. I don't know. It made me appreciate a lot of things to do that. You have to learn. You talk about, and I don't even know how people today. We got so many people that they can't cope with life.
Right.
The meltdowns that are happening.
Yeah.
I was doing work at a big box store, security I'll tell you about. And the guy walks out and says, I got to go home. I feel like I'm fixing to have a meltdown. And I'm like,
bless his heart.
You know what they would have told us when in the old school?
You're fired.
Keep walking, dude.
Yeah.
Keep walking. I understand. I get people have problems, but it's like the whole world is in meltdown mode. I work for people. If you couldn't handle your life, you would have been in the floor crying. If they knew you were like that, they would do it on purpose.
Exactly.
These people had no mercy on you. They wanted to see what you were made of. They would push you to the very end.
If you had one nerve left, they would find it.
They would
and just pluck it.
And people like that didn't last long.
Yep.
And they would also stay on you till you got them back. Mutual respect.
Yep.
You had to get them back. If you didn't, you wouldn't last. That's the truth. That is the absolute truth.
I've throat punched a few
people.
And
nobody went to the supervisor to complain. You dealt with it yourself.
Right.
If you did that,
you went to the supervisor, then you really got your ass whipped. Pardon my language.
That's true.
Oh, I've had a few conversations with people that they did not really like, But you got somebody's feet off the ground with your forearm on their throat.
Dang, Skippy.
Yeah, I like playing games and everything, but you don't put my life in jeopardy, and you can get killed on those lines quick.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't either, man. That's the thing. You don't do stuff like that. You don't endanger people like that.
I remember where there. I'm not going to mention names either, but on one line, at the end of the line, they got that big brass plate that goes up against, you have to pull that thing back sometimes and clean out from in there.
Yeah.
The line was down, and somebody had their finger down in that thing, and they pulled that back, and it took their finger off.
Oh my gosh.
Just took it clean off. Just the tip of it, knuckle down there.
Yeah.
And this boy, he was a big boy. He looked like Bill Goldberg.
Okay.
You might know who I'm talking about.
I know you don't. Well, I think I do.
He was a big boy. His name was Brian. I'll put it that way.
Oh, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
He came over, and I was down looking. There was blood everywhere. But I was down looking through the yarn down there, and he said, "What are you looking for, man?" And I said, "There, I got it." I pulled it up. I said, "What's his name cut his finger off?" And I showed that to him. Dude, he turned just completely pale and started. I had to catch him. He went out. When he saw that fingertip, he went out. And I was like, wow. I
didn't work at this other mill, but the guy that was telling you wanted me to clean out the poop pit. And I said, no. Great guy, by the way. I love that guy. He's like a second dad to me, but we just had a disagreement. But anyway, he was working as a supervisor at another down in Lafayette way,
Yeah.
Anyway, his office was right in front of one of the lines. It was a 2-story line, and he's sitting there working. He sees reflection, things moving. So he looks up and he sees a guy coming down the stairs. And he's like that. He's completely shocked, white, and he's thinking, what's going on? And then he looks down, and his arm has been cut off at the elbow, and blood is just shooting out, man.
Wow.
And that's what he was faced with and had to go deal with it.
You bet. I hope he had a belt on.
They saved his life, but they didn't. He lost the arm.
Yeah, that's sad.
Can you imagine that, man? I couldn't imagine. I mean, the guy was walking like a zombie. It was like something out of a horror movie or something,
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, manufacturing, it ain't no joke, man. You don't play. You do not play. You play hard. I mean, we did play, but you don't put people's lives in danger. You don't do that.
When I was in the printing business, the web printing presses, newspaper printing presses, that they call them web presses because of the way that they run. You could not have long hair.
Well, true, yeah.
And be an operator on one of those lines. You couldn't. Well, this one guy, he always wore a hat, but his hair was down to about right here. He took his hat off and was doing something on the line, and it caught his hair, completely scalped him.
Oh my God!
I mean, took his hair off.
Yeah.
He's lucky. If it would have crushed. I mean, it would just fed him through. He'd have been like a stump grinder. But yeah,
that first job that I had, I was material handler at one point, which actually was a step up.
Right.
It's like when they trust you with a lift. I don't know.
I can't believe they trusted me with one.
So, there was this beautiful young girl. She could have been more than 22. I think she was younger, maybe 18, 19, but she was a good operator. Yeah. And, they would run the yarn and they would doff it off. They would take and put it in the floor. They would put the new tube on, clip it, and you start it. You put the winder back. It's all manual.
Right.
Nowadays, it's all automatic. Yeah. You put it back and it starts up. And she would go down and tie a little loop in the yarn, put a stick, a ticket in, a sticker,
Yeah.
Well, she had her hair up like that, but through the, through that part, like that, and you have, it's like a ponytail, but still a tail. So when she flipped over, that tail flipped into the winder. That's just cranked up, and they run faster when they start up to get back up to speed.
Yeah.
So it just pulled all of it, man. She lost like the plug of hair. I heard the scream over all the machines, man, and
blood curdling.
I never saw her again. I don't know what happened to her in her life, but I felt it made me sick at my stomach. I was like, oh my God, because I heard the scream. It's brutal. I'm telling you.
I've seen some bad things in my life in different.
If you ever work, and you were talking about in one area where they always had a finger missing or part of a finger. Mm-hmm. I worked in
shop teacher.
Well, shop teacher, but I worked. If you ever was a pin drafter, where they had to put the yarn down in, it's like a spinning thing. But they would always tell me, you got to put your fingers further in there. And I said, I'm not losing my finger, because everybody that was showing me that
was missing a finger.
They had this part, that one was gone.
Yeah.
The top part gone. Every one of them. I said, I'm not doing that. Look at you. And I got the call to this other job.
How did that happen? How'd you lose your finger doing that?
Yeah. They said it's a thin line. You got to just know. I said, I'm not going to test it. I'm not going to do it. I'm absolutely not going to do it.
You didn't get it right one time.
Does manufacturing have a red stop button? Oh yeah, you have to have that. Every
machine.
They have nowadays. You have that's OSHA. You got to have e-stops,
yeah.
But you can also have light curtains. There's a lot of them in the old days had the cord that went too, but that's not really used anymore. It's all light curtain and stuff and e-stops. But yeah,
right.
But I'm gonna tell you, I about got pulled in a machine one time because the e-stop was not working. Somebody put it in wrong.
Wow.
The first I worked on 2 smaller machines, but I went to this big machine, and for a solid month, and it's the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Every night our machine would break down and would be down for 2 hours. So we were bringing in these big lunches, and I've also, because a lot of people, you didn't have time to eat a big lunch or want to, and we'd feed our boss and everything. We'd all sit down these were continuous lines, so you didn't go to the break room. You stayed at your machine.
Yeah,
and so. Every night it would break down. I thought it was normal operating procedure. I was like, okay, cool. I found out that wasn't it. But then I realized the maintenance guys that were coming over there.
Yeah.
Let's just say I don't think they ever graduated from any kind of school. The one guy would come. They called him Hammer. I won't use his name, but they said they would call him Hammer because he'd come to the job seriously with a hammer. And he had a roll of duct tape and he had a screwdriver in his back pocket.
That's a true redneck right there. That is a true. Right. It fix anything.
And if
fix
you
anything with those 3 things.
Well, yeah. And so he was always hitting on stuff. Like if someone working, he'd just start hitting it with a hammer.
9 out of 10 times it start working.
They finally fired the guy.
I bet.
But that I thought it was normal.
Did he know how to use the screwdriver?
Well, I don't know, but he replaced a relay one night. We stayed down for a whole 4 hours. 4 hours we were down. He actually diagnosed the problem pretty quickly.
Wow.
We have a bad relay. These were tenor wings. We have a bad relay. He goes and gets it, puts it on. Well, it won't work. So he spends another 3.5 hours
working on it.
Their cardinal rule: whenever you get something out of the stock room, you test it.
Yeah.
Electronic, you test it. He never tested it. It was bad out of the box.
Wow.
So he took off a bad one. He put a bad one on. He didn't know it. We sat for 4 hours.
A lot of money down the drain.
That's a lot of money, man.
Yep.
But then, boy, I'm gonna tell you after that month, we got kind of straightened out. We were rolling, man. We rode some big yards, man. It was actually it was like a workout, man. It was like going to the gym every night. You just
yeah. Dave, is it actually that?
It does. Yeah, we're gonna have to get off here.
Holy smokes!
I know, man. It flies by.
I can't. That is amazing.
We'll go a few minutes. We'll get Biscuit Boy out of here. He has to be back by a certain time, or he turns into something else. I don't know what it is.
You don't want.
Well, he's in Georgia. He's got to get to Tennessee. He's got to cross the line. Maybe they close the line. You go to the line. The state line says. I was telling somebody official today. I think I told you this. I went through the driver's license check here about 3 weeks ago.
Right.
And the cop said, "Where are you coming from?" And I was like, He said, "Work." I said, "Yeah." "Where are you going?" "Home." I think he was just talking, but
yeah,
I thought that'd drive you crazy. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? Ain't none of your business, man.
Yeah.
Ain't none of your business.
I came from there, and I'm going there.
And then it's a driving thing, and then they start going, "Well, who's this?" Does it matter?
It's my passenger.
It's a passenger.
That's what I would have said. That's my passenger.
Yeah, it's a passenger. Who's that in the back? They're passengers. Do you know them? It doesn't matter.
Do you?
I mean, it don't matter.
Exactly.
Why do you have to know somebody? I've picked up strangers before back in the day.
I've given plenty of people. Matter of fact, I picked one guy up. He called me today, and he calls me all the time, but he needs money when he calls.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that. He's in ministry.
Yeah.
And so I'm proud to, help him out.
Yeah. Who's your partner over? And what do you mean partner? We're not partners. It's just, these things they throw out there,
Yeah.
It's like, why do you do that?
They're picking, they're digging, they're trying to find something to write you a ticket, arrest you, beat the crap out of you, whatever.
Do you believe, Paul, and I'm pretty sure I know you're going to go down this road, but
all right,
as we wrap up, do you think that the whole flexing thing is many times a fake just to get you be able to put you in the cuffs? Because they'll grab you and say, "Don't flex on me," when they got you in front of the car and stuff. I think a lot of times that's a setup. That's a setup. Yeah, you have a good evening, man. You take care up there. Stay safe
warm
in the snow, man. Kenneth, you're all right, man. I like you. I like your little picture there too.
Get your fur panties out.
It's been great, folks.
Yes, it has.
I'm back trying to get back in the swing of it. My voice is still not great, but I'm trying. So,
it's 7:40. 7:40. Shoot, let's do another show.
We may, but we do got to get off of here. We got to get off of here.
Yeah.
Have a good evening. If we're able to come back, we'll do Cornbread Nation. If we can get it together, and we'll pop another one out.
We'll see.
Let's go out with music. It's been nice talking to you. Let my voice rest for a minute.
And remember, always keep ascending.
Always keep ascending.
And
the wolf knows. I was just thinking, I wanted to let you know, I have a guy who wrote a book about Buford Pusser. He's been in the news a lot lately, Buford Pusser.
Yep.
We have him coming on the show soon. Dates will be shared on that soon. We're working out the details tomorrow.
They're trying to run his name through the mud.
Jenna Turnip Seed. There she is.
Seed.
She's 14th district, running for office.
Vote for her, folks.
She's great.
14th district.
She's military, ex-military school teacher, current school teacher. Awesome, and a farm, and runs a farm.
Yep.
And is going to be on the show.
Good people.
Good people. Yeah, NC, man, you're funny, man. Always. I love it, man. He's always spinning something, man. That is so cool. The Spin Doctor. Wasn't that?
It was a group.
It was a group, the Spin Doctors. Did you like them?
I did.
I figured you did. They did.
What
was their big song?
Little Bitch Can't Be Wrong or something like that.
A little bit, yeah. What'd you just say?
Little Miss Can't Be Wrong.
I thought did you say something else?
I might have. I don't know. Because it just came out.
Survey says.
Yeah, I think it might have. Yeah.
Sorry, folks. Wolf Nation, baby.
Peace out.
Here. I took my headphones.
That's it.
We're out.
Out on the airwaves, mud soaked and loud. Cornbread man talking, biscuit boy proud. Static crackles like a rattlesnake's tail. Voices rolling like a freight train wheel. Cornbread man, biscuit boy, talking live love and southern joy. Cornbread man, biscuit boy, raise your glass, make some noise. Gravy drips in the southern drawl. Stories thick like the cypress tall. Radio rebels riding wild and free, shouting truths like a storm at sea.